Keenan Allen to break the franchise record.
Very impressive. He's one of the best to ever do it, and it's fun to be a part of, fun to watch. I thought it was a huge win for us today. I thought the defense played incredibly well today, and to be able to get some turnovers like that, a bunch of huge stops, and then special teams getting a turnover too.
Turnover battle.
Very important because they're a very good football team. They've done a really good job of forcing turnovers and protecting the football, and if you win the turnover battle, you're on your way to win the game. I thought that was really good for us.
The sweat equity you and Keenan have been able to build.
Just very fortunate to have him. He's a true pro, and he's taught me so much about the game, and to have a guy like that teaching the receivers, hanging out with the quarterbacks, talking routes, and I think his understanding of the game is second to none. Teammate, the leader that he is, nobody deserves it more than him.
As a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you ever looked up to him? Or?
I've definitely grown up watching him. I've got so much respect for him as a quarterback and the success that he's had in the league. But, at the end of the day, it's us against the defense.
Hello.
What do you like about your team tonight in the win?
Well, first I want to congratulate Keenan Allen setting the reception record, most in Chargers history. So many great Charger receivers. It's a phenomenal record. Also, Mack becomes only the second player in NFL history to have 35 or more sacks for 3 different franchises. Him and Kevin Green and Cam Dicker tying a franchise record, a 59-yard field goal. Congratulations to them. Those are huge honors. I think I like the most. I like wins that are decided by great preparation, great strategy, finesse. But the best to me are the physical ones, won by heart and grit and guts. And to me, those are the best, and that's what this one was. I just feel like our team's got hearts of champions. This next week, going forward, our best performance is going to be needed.
So you called him a genius for thinking of the shovel?
I thought it was really good. It was great idea. Heard me a great idea, and it was great run too by him. You think about all the Charger receivers and Antonio Gates and everybody. It's just blessed.
The turnover battle.
Yeah, that was huge. The play turnover free, and we've really been focused on that. Really been striving for that, and then to pull that off was great. Kamani Vidal, great job. Justin Herbert, great job. Pittsburgh's is about as good as they come. Another goal line stand week. Guys like Butkus, Joe Schmidt, Jack Lambert. Those names come back, and not that guys aren't good at that anymore. They just don't get the opportunity because things get spread out, and there's a lot more trickery. And Denzel Perryman stepping in there, Elijah Molden, Khalil Mack. Then the offense to take the ball this time. Last week it was 99.5 yards. This week, 90 yards for a follow-up touchdown. Heart of champions. Way better. Gotten better. Tackling and just doing their job, not trying to do somebody else's job. Playing it just strong, tough men that are plus faith in themselves and their teammates. And that's seeing our guys rise to the fore.
Jim, these are your favorite kinds of wins. What's it do for the psyche of the team?
It doesn't hurt. So I don't think it hurts morale. I don't think it hurts the psyche of the team. I think we just keep building better, build better, stronger, tougher.
How big was Khalil Safety?
That was huge. I think that was his 35th sack, and just came at a great time, getting pressure. We're tackling, we're playing tight coverage. That was key in this game. We know Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out quick, and we had the faith and belief and the confidence to play tight coverage, and our guys did that. You saw Cam Hart in the red zone there, great play, sticky coverage. Our guys really rose up and took that challenge on, and great. He's as tough as they come, and I got another opinion on that. I just don't want to say it publicly, but really, a lot of times the ball's already out and he's getting hit. Or they're tackling him. He got high load. He got hit low a couple times. I think that needs to be looked at. Holding on us. Yeah. I think the rumors of the demise of our offensive line premature. Thought they stepped up and played great. I think the rumors of the demise of our special team were premature, and they stepped up and played great. Got a turnover. They tackled better. Getting off blocks, making tackles, sustaining blocks. I was really pleased with the way our offensive line and our special teams, and of course our defense. Stellar job.
How did it feel to break the record?
Great.
Did you the way you do it feel funny at all?
A little bit, not really. A catch is a catch. 2 catches were hard enough to get to begin with. There's a couple plays that should have been just gimmies, but the defense played them well. Tip ball, sack. The game is the game. So at the end of the game, we up by a lot of points. I'm like, hey, we just do a speed sweep or something. Try to get this out the way, so we can just go ahead about the game plan. But yeah, I'm just glad that we was able to get it done.
Where does this rank?
I just got to be up there with the 10,000 yards. Those are milestones that not a lot of people reach. Even the greats, they don't even reach those type of things. But we Phillip, Harbaugh, throwing the ball, and I appreciate those guys. Through it all, being with the guys, seeing their emotions, making it a special moment. So, and then he told G-Ro on the headset, and yeah, they actually called me a genius. Like, dang, I did not think of that. You mean to tell me you didn't think of that? Like, what's up, bro?
Settled into a disciplined rhythm on both lines of scrimmage. They won the turnover battle +2, controlled third down 46%, converted versus Pittsburgh's 18%, and finished with a positive expected points added per play, EPA/play plus 0.21 to minus 0.17. The tone was set by Khalil Mack's safety, a sequence the broadcast called violent and controlled, and the defense never let Pittsburgh's offense find a steady gear. Up front, Los Angeles squeezed the pocket with a consistent lane sound rush depth, average 4.56 yards to the quarterback, tighter than the league average, and held Aaron Rodgers to 16 of 31 for 161 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, negative 0.32 EPA per play. The Chargers allowed only about 0.36 EPA per dropback defensively, while Pittsburgh's defense allowed roughly 0.20 EPA per dropback. Justin Herbert, pressured but poised, went 20 of 33 for 220 yards with 1 touchdown and no interceptions, working on schedule with a 2.45 second time to throw, TTIT, and living between the numbers on short to intermediate concepts. Los Angeles mixed in run-pass options, RPOs, and tempo to blunt TJ Watt and the Steelers' interior push, while Kimani Vidal's inside zone cuts supplied enough balance to close the game. The offensive hinge was Lad McConkey's 58-yard explosive. He hit 20.45 miles per hour on a deep over post corner from a condensed look, splitting the safety angle and flipping both field position and win probability. That single play captured the Chargers' plan: use motion and stacked releases to stress Pittsburgh's interior zones, and it accounted for a quarter of Herbert's yardage on the night. From there, Los Angeles layered quick game, mesh, and RPO keepers to keep the sticks moving and protect a reshuffled tackle group. Coverage and discipline finished the job, with pattern-match disguises and 5-man simulated pressures. The Chargers held Pittsburgh to 5.5 yards per target, produced a combined 17% disruption rate, interceptions plus passes broken up, and allowed just 1 true explosive, 27 yards. Dion Henley patrolled the underneath zones. Dante Jackson erased key intermediate windows, and the nickel rotation masked the lone weak spot when needed. By contrast, Pittsburgh's slot coverage leaked yardage. Herbert repeatedly isolated the nickel and linebackers, and McConkey and Quentin Johnston did most of the yards after catch damage. In sum, Los Angeles won by force, structure, and economy, better EPA/play plus 0.21, cleaner execution, 0 giveaways, superior third down defense, and the night's defining explosive. Herbert's intermediate precision, Vidal's downhill consistency, Mack's tone-setting safety, and a cohesive back 7 made this one of the Chargers' most balanced performances of 2025. The Steelers flashed up front, but never solved the slot or generated the explosive plays or takeaways they typically need to tilt close games.
Game overview. You have to be prepared to fight and finish your own battles. From kickoff, the broadcast booth captured the sense that this would be a physical, attritional contest. Early in the first quarter, one announcer noted, "The Chargers struggled on special teams with a lot of personnel changes, but this team's body language, you can tell they're starting to get a feel." That phrase, "starting to get a feel," mirrored the reality on the field. Harbaugh's team was adjusting, carving its rhythm slowly, then surging behind the league's most disciplined front 7 performance of the season. 2. Trench and tackle, the human body craves contact. Commentators called the line play violent and controlled, highlighting Khalil Mack's early safety that jump-started the Chargers again. Each rush mirrored Harbaugh's ethos, structured violence, The Chargers' front four averaged 4.56 yards of depth to the quarterback, league average approximately 4.58. Rodgers, under duress, looked unsteady. Multiple sequences caught by the broadcast described him dancing around, trying to get that ball out of his hand. And that was a huge third down stop after that timeout. They're anticipating Rodgers stepping up and running right into it. Analytic edge. Chargers, 0.36 expected points, added per dropback allowed. Steelers, 0.20 expected points, added per dropback allowed. Harbaugh would later call this the fight within the fight, where contact becomes clarity. It showed. Los Angeles craved it. 3. Herbert versus Rodgers, precision over power. Midway through the third quarter, one analyst remarked, "It just feels like Herbert has been squeezed in there, but he's been precise." That squeeze described how Pittsburgh forced tight windows, yet Herbert thrived inside them, completing 6 passes between the numbers for 70 yards and a touchdown. Rodgers, by contrast, was out of rhythm. As the booth said late, "It's been the same move all night long. They're anticipating Rodgers stepping up and running right into them." Harbaugh's philosophy surfaced again. Apologies always seemed to me like excuses. Herbert made none. He accepted pressure as part of the job, staying on schedule with a 2.45 seconds release time. IV. Lad McConkey's defining burst. When McConkey hit 20.45 miles per hour on his 58-yard reception, the broadcast's tone lifted. And he gets his space ahead of him. That jump started the Chargers again. That was Harbaugh football distilled. Luck comes when you are ready. It was the pivotal explosive, plus 3.9 expected points added, that broke Pittsburgh's too-high shell. The commentators emphasized how motion and misdirection caught Warren by surprise, describing exactly the sequencing Los Angeles designed all week. V. Ground control. The sideline interview captured Harbaugh's halftime messaging. Strong, tough, violent second half, that's where it's going to need to win this game. Every run in the fourth quarter reflected that intent. Vidal's 11-yard cutback, his 5th carry after contact, sealed field position and clock. 6. Coverage and discipline commentators highlighted how you don't know who's rushing, you don't know who's dropping in coverage, it just gets confusing. That summed up Harbaugh's defensive disguise. Rodgers misread 2 underneath rotations, both picked off by linebackers baiting his eyes. Coverage metrics: Chargers, 5.5 yards per target, 17% interception, plus pass breakup rate. Steelers, 8.3 yards per target, 9% disruption rate. The locker room embraces the guy that is about the team. The Chargers' coverage cohesion, 7 defenders graded 70+ by Pro Football Focus, showed a locker room aligned to that principle. 8. Narrative flow. Broadcast meets philosophy. The commentary rhythm often echoed Harbaugh's football sensibilities. First half. Rodgers looks for the snap cover, steps out to dance around. Harbaugh's defense forcing discomfort. Mid-game. Herbert just sort of been squeezed in there. Controlled adversity. Second half. They show pressure, and that has been the move defensively that has worked for these Chargers tonight. Adaptation and relentless execution. Post-safety sequence. Plays tonight by Mack going through double-team blocks. Jackhammer mentality manifest. Through it all, Harbaugh's ethos was audible between lines. We want to win every game we play. We want to win them all 9. Final takeaway. The broadcast's closing words could have doubled as Harbaugh's own post-game summary. Right now, the defense continues to play solid, not giving up those big plays. Chargers 25. Steelers 10 wasn't won by flash, but by force, plus discipline, plus belief. Harbaugh's quotes hung invisibly over every sequence. The competition, the contact, the jackhammer repetition. In his world, football isn't about perfection, it's about relentless pursuit. On this night, his team lived that creed and made no apology for loving it. Chargers' most complete drive so far, mixture of quick-hitting passes, run-pass option run scheme yielding 11 yards, moderate runs. The sack on play action is a blemish. The triple slant for 16 yards shows some big play ability. They then stalled with 3 straight zero-gain plays. Analytical themes and observations 1. Pace and play-calling balance. Pittsburgh predominantly using 2x2 spreads and 3x1 alignments, mixing runs, pass shots, screens, tosses, showing versatility. Los Angeles mixing formations, 2x2, 3x1, 1x3, and using motion frequently, but their execution has been uneven. Penalties, negative plays, near turnover. 2. Big play versus short gain mode. Steelers have had multiple plays of plus 14 to plus 17 yards, indicating they're hitting transitional throws and exploiting leverage. Chargers so far had one meaningful big play, plus 16, but also several zero-gain plays and a negative sack. Their gains are more scattered. 3. Protection and run game issues. Chargers, the sack on play action, negative run plays, for example, toss right -2, and the false start point to potential issues with offensive line/communication. Steelers. Some modest run gains, but not dominant. The negative run and holding penalty show they are also not perfect. Still, they're getting more consistent chunk gains in passing. 4th. Third down, drive sustainability. Steelers Series number 4 shows a sustained drive with multiple first and second down gains, pressing for scoring opportunities. Chargers' previous series ended with 3 zero-yard plays, shows a failure to sustain after establishing some rhythm. 5. Field position and penalties. The holding on Pittsburgh's drive cost them approximately 10 yards, a big swing in field position. Chargers had a false start, -5, which killed momentum. Those self-inflicted issues are hurting. 6. Contextual team metrics. Chargers' defense is strong, ranked 3rd against the pass and overall top 10 on both sides. Steelers' defense, however, struggles in yards allowed per drive and run defense. They allow 4.9 yards per carry and allow bigger chunks when drives sustain. Turnover differential. Steelers are +9 on the season, Chargers are -4. For the Chargers to win, they likely need to stay clean, avoid negative plays and penalties, and cash in when they get chunk plays. Pittsburgh will continue attacking and generating those bigger plays. If Chargers don't adjust, it could become a problem game state overview, early mid-first half. Score, Steelers 5, Chargers 0, Steelers field goal plus safety by Los Angeles Chargers. Field flow, Steelers opened with early rhythm passing. Chargers defense produced the first splash, safety via Khalil Mack. Narrative tone, physical field position struggle, both teams leaning on quick game concepts and condensed formations to mask protection flaws. Drive-by-drive analytical flow, Steelers, Series 1-2, establishing rhythm, no explosives. Yet, observation, effective spacing, but Los Angeles Chargers linebackers, Thule, Kendricks, closing windows. Result, field goal capped second drive, efficient but low-ceiling start. Chargers, Series 1-2, constricted, searching for rhythm. Jim Harbaugh opened conservatively, early inside zone for +2, followed by a play-action loss and a check down short of the sticks. Offensive trend, over-reliance on motion-based timing, not threatening intermediate windows. Steelers Series 3, defensive response by Los Angeles Chargers. Takeaway, Chargers front, Mack plus Thule, finally forced the leverage they were looking for. Slanting inside versus trap look. Game dynamic shift. Chargers defense asserting itself, Steelers protection starting to tilt. Chargers Series 3, false start and stagnation. Analysis, discipline issues erased manageable situations. Still no explosive element. Herbert facing quick pressure, especially right side, where backup tackle replacing Joe Alt struggles versus TJ Watt. Steelers Series 4, best offensive sequence yet. Observation, Los Angeles' corners, Molden, Samuel, are being tested on inside leverage, Steelers winning slant windows. Chargers Series 4, most sustained yet. Interpretation, Los Angeles, Chargers finally found rhythm via run-pass option and triple slant, but protection collapsed again when Herbert held the ball greater than 2.7 seconds on play-action cross. Strategic interpretation 1. Pittsburgh adjusted. Faster, Rodgers shifted to quicker reads after early pressure, exploiting inside spacing against zone match looks. 2. Chargers offense. Still searching. Harbaugh's unit is experimenting. Run-pass option, play-action, motion, but lacking a rhythm of consecutive positive plays. 3. Edge pressure. Dictating. Mack and Watt both decisive. Each has already created negative plays. Whichever side limits their star edge's impact wins field position. 4. Discipline. Differential, penalties, Los Angeles Chargers false start versus Pittsburgh Steelers holding, cancel out. But Los Angeles' miscues came on drive starters, killing rhythm. Pittsburgh's came deep in Los Angeles territory, lower cost. 5. Game identity, shaping up as a low-scoring trench duel. Both quarterbacks are world-class, yet the lines are dictating pace and shot frequency. Summary, through the first quarter plus, the Steelers lead 5-0 and control field position, but the Chargers' defensive front is asserting itself. Los Angeles' offense has shown flashes of rhythm through run-pass option and short slants, yet remains inconsistent due to protection and penalties. Both teams' edges, TJ Watt and Khalil Mack, are the defining forces, and unless one offense finds a counter-tempo to neutralize them, this will remain a grinded-out, low-possession, tactical chess match. Overview: Pro Football focuses coverage versus. Receiving and individual coverage grades for both teams. Together, they show how each secondary performed against key matchups, who was targeted, who allowed chunk plays, and which defenders quietly tilted drives. Chargers defensive coverage summary interpretation. Henley was quietly elite in underneath zone work, allowing only 6.5 yards per reception, 1 interception, and 0 first down conversions on 4 catches. Dante Jackson, 72.1, produced the key intermediate denial, only 50% completions allowed, and a pass breakup on a slant window to Metcalf. Molden struggled. 3 for 3 completions against him, 1 touchdown, and a poor 37.6 grade. He was the clear coverage liability targeted by Rodgers. The secondary collectively allowed 154 yards on 16 completions, 9.6 yards per reception, respectable, but with 1 explosive play allowed, 27 yards, Molden. Steelers defensive coverage, summary interpretation. The Steelers slot coverage collapsed. Echols and Queen allowed a combined 9 for 10 completions, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns. James Pierre and Joey Porter Jr. on the boundary were quietly excellent, giving up just 4 receptions on 9 targets for 36 yards, with 3 pass breakups and an interception. Ramsey's free safety work was efficient. Limited yards after catch, erased vertical seam looks, deep cross attempt to Trey Harris incomplete. Key receiver matchups, Chargers wide receivers versus Steelers defensive backs. Takeaway, Herbert found explosive success whenever the Chargers aligned McConkey or Johnston in slot motion or off-stack looks versus Echols Slay. The Steelers' corners held up outside, but the nickel and linebackers couldn't match option or cross breakers. Steelers wide receivers versus Chargers defensive backs. Takeaway, Rodgers' most reliable outlets came from speed leverage versus Molden and checkdowns to Warren against zone flats. The Chargers' corners contained the perimeter, but the deep safety rotation was late on inside switches. Strategic insight. Chargers' defense. Structural strength. 3 deep, 2 under match coverage with Henley as the mid-hole player. It limited in-breaking posts but conceded swing-to-wheel transitions. Hidden weakness. Molden's 37.6 grade and 32 yards allowed on 3 completions mark him as the clear target. Expect more slot isolation from Rodgers. Adjustment need. Rotate Mickens, 76.5 grade, or Reed into nickel packages on passing downs to tighten windows against Austin III and Wilson. Steelers' defense. Structural strength. Boundary discipline. Pierre, Porter Jr., and Ramsey kept outside spacing tight. Liability. Inside coverage, hemorrhage production. 60% of Herbert's passing yards came versus nickel linebacker coverage. Adjustment need. Shift Ramsey to star/nickel alignment on 3rd downs. Drop Queen into shorter hooks to mask slot vulnerability. Advanced coverage metrics, snapshot. Interpretation. The Chargers' secondary has been bend but don't break, winning expected points, added and turnover margins, interceptions plus pass breakups equals 17%. Pittsburgh, by contrast, is allowing nearly twice the explosive rate, mainly from Herbert's slot attacks. Tactical conclusion. For the Chargers, their coverage synergy is anchored by Henley and Jackson. The key to closing the gap is neutralizing Molden's mismatch. Expect mid-game substitution packages to hide him in zone shells. For the Steelers, their defense is tilting inside. Herbert's 9.8 yards per attempt against nickel defenders highlights how. Harbaugh's motion stack concepts isolate interior zones. If they don't rotate Ramsey or adjust pattern match rules, Los Angeles could open the game up in the second half. Overall tilt. Chargers' defense slightly superior in structure and playmaking, interception plus safety. Steelers' defense shows vulnerability in slot and linebacker coverage. Herbert has already identified it and exploited it with McConkey and Johnston. Game flow context. Through the early to mid-game, the Steelers hold a narrow edge, 5-0 at last update, but the Chargers' front 7 and schematic discipline are shaping the balance of play. The following breakdown uses positional pro football focus data to explain why drives are stalling and which mismatches have emerged. 1. Coverage efficiency differential. Takeaway. Chargers' defensive back unit is outperforming Pittsburgh's by nearly 3 yards per attempt allowed, largely due to Henley, Jackson, and Reed. Steelers' boundary corners, Pierre 79.2, Porter 72.6, are strong, but nickel defenders are leaking explosive gains. Herbert exploited that repeatedly with McConkey and Johnston. Steelers pass. Rush interpretation. Pittsburgh's pressure is interior weighted this game, Queen and Benton collapsing pocket depth more than edge wins. Watt has been active, but not decisive. Chargers' quick game timing neutralized his long arm rushes. Interpretation. Chargers' rush has more edge-defined balance, and the Mack/Thule tandem produced consistent squeeze. Herbert's protection issues stemmed more from Watt's presence than consistent losses. Rodgers, conversely, is under interior duress more often. Pass blocking comparison. Analysis. Chargers line is missing both starting tackles. Becton's 34.4 pass block grade confirms vulnerability on Herbert's right edge. T.J. Watt matchup. Steelers rookie Fautanu, 78.0, and veteran Pete, 77.4, have held up impressively. Quick passing rhythm reduces exposure. Both quarterbacks pressured on approximately 25% of dropbacks, but Herbert's pressures are longer in time to throw, average 2.78 seconds versus Rodgers, 2.47 seconds. Run game and trench control, Steelers. Run offense. Run blocking average, 66.7. Top performers, Ben Skowronek, 79.6. Right wide receiver seal blocks. Zach Frazier, 75.8. Darnell Washington, 75.5. Scheme, balanced zone gap, 54% zone. Running back efficiency, Jaylen Warren, 4.3 yards per carry / 43 yards after catch receiving. Gainwell complimentary. Chargers run defense. Top defenders, Mack 77.0, Matlock 71.5, Derwin James 71.0. Yards before contact, 1.1 yards before contact per attempt. Elite. Missed tackle rate, 5%. Takeaway, Chargers front seven is playing gap-sound football. Steelers' offensive line winning some leverage but not creating explosives. The +2 safety was a direct result of backfield penetration. Mack. Chargers run offense. Run blocking. Average 61.2. Top blocks. Kamani Vidal, 71.9. Halfback lead fits. Zion Johnson, 70.8. Weak points. Duculus, 53.9. Left tackle. McConkey, 36.2. Slot edge. Steelers run defense. Run defense average, 73.2. Elite grades, Malik Harrison, 87.6. Yaya Black, 81.0. Cam Hayward, 80+. Stop rate, greater than 30%. Average depth of tackle, 2.2 yards. Interpretation, Pittsburgh's interior, Hayward plus Benton plus Harrison, is closing gaps early. Chargers outside runs and tosses, for example, Trey Harris, play-action toss -1 yard, are consistently losing leverage. Expect Harbaugh to shift toward inside zone plus run-pass option reads rather than boundary toss. 5. Situational efficiency by unit tactical synopsis Chargers. Defensive core, strength, balanced edge pressure, and disciplined coverage. Only Molden is exploitable. Offensive limiter, inconsistent left side protection and mediocre run blocking. Herbert pressured off long developing crossers. Adjustment path, incorporate 12 personnel play action boots to neutralize edge speed. Expand middle field run pass option reads to attack Queen and Eccles underneath. Steelers, defensive core, strength, interior run fits and high pass rush win rate from Queen plus Highsmith. Coverage, weakness, slot linebacker zone drops. Herbert's intermediate reads are shredding that window. McConkey 26.8 yards per reception. Offensive note, Rodgers producing efficiently but limited by Chargers front penetration. Expect more quick hitch plus tight end screens. Composite efficiency indices. Estimated. Summary. Through halftime equivalent play, the Chargers defense is dictating tempo, compressing explosive plays, and forcing Rodgers into shallow cross, low expected points added passes. The Steelers' defense is overachieving structurally but cracking inside. Slot coverage and linebacker spacing are their Achilles heel. In the trenches, Pittsburgh's run defense edges out slightly, while Los Angeles' pass rush has more finishing power, 3 sacks per safety versus 1 Steelers sack. Expect Harbaugh to pivot toward tighter condensed formations and jet motion run-pass options, while Pittsburgh may counter by sliding Ramsey into nickel and unleashing more interior blitzes from Queen/Benton. Macro game context. Through 2 quarters, this matchup has been a defensive chess match anchored by trench volatility and disciplined back 7 play. Both teams are hovering around neutral expected points added per play, Chargers plus 0.05 estimate, Steelers minus 0.02, with the game's only explosive scores coming from midfield play-action concepts and check-down yards after catch plays. Offensive line and blocking efficiency Steelers. Takeaway, Pittsburgh's line is pass sound, run inconsistent, only 1 sack on 35 dropbacks, but the run game averages just 1.9 yards before contact. Chargers. Takeaway, protection stability heavily favors Pittsburgh. Herbert's 2.7 time to throw is being shortened schematically. Harbaugh using jet motion and quick curls to hide Becton's inefficiency. Pass rush and pressure rates. Chargers, Mack, 76.2 pass rush grade, and Tuli Tuipulotu, 57.9, combining for interior stunts that forced Rodgers into 2.9 seconds time to throw windows. Steelers, Queen, 85.6 pass rush grade, and Highsmith, 77.6, generating interior collapse. Queen's delayed A-gap blitz produced Herbert's lone sack. Overall, both fronts executing top-tier gap exchanges. Herbert is pressured slightly more often, but Rodgers' pressures are more severe, longer, pocket collapses leading to off-platform throws. Rushing efficiency interpretation, Chargers establishing steady zone-cut rhythm behind Johnson, Vidal breaking first contact efficiently, 7 missed tackles forced. Steelers leaning on duo and trap concepts, Warren's 4.36 yards after contact per attempt and 15.8 elusive rating highlight his space efficiency. Edge gap control clearly stronger on Los Angeles' side. Pittsburgh's burst comes mainly off backdoor cuts. Passing game structure, Justin Herbert tactical insight. Herbert's production is midfield focused, punishing linebackers in match zone. 0 deep completions, 0 for 2 on 20-plus yards, implies Pittsburgh's shell held but slot leverage collapsed. Eccles 44.1 coverage. Aaron Rodgers' tactical insight. Rodgers is efficient only off play action plus 11.0 yards per attempt, but sub 5 yards per attempt on drop-back pass plays. Chargers disguised 3 safety coverages forcing horizontal play. Rodgers struggling to layer balls outside numbers, 0/2 deep right, 0/1 deep left. Defensive masterclass indicators. Chargers defense. Top performers. Mack, 88.3 defense. Henley, 77.5 coverage. James, 71.0 defense. Pressure rate, 31% of Rodgers' dropbacks. Stops, 18, led by Henley and Mack with 3 each. Explosives allowed, only 1, 27 yards to Roman Wilson. Expected points, added per play defense, approximately negative 0.28. Steelers defense, top performers, Queen, 85.6 pass rush, Pierre, 79.2 coverage, Highsmith, 77.6 pass rush. Weak links, Eccles, 44.1 coverage, Harrison, 29.3 coverage. Expected points, added per play defense, approximately negative 0.06, strong in pressure, fragile in coverage. Situational and analytical metrics, tactical synopsis and adjustments Chargers. Offense, keep motioning McConkey inside to attack Eccles, Queen. Integrate tight end Conklin on split zone boots to slow Queen's A-gap rush. Defense, continue 5-man simulated pressures. Rodgers' passer rating versus blitz equals 39.6. Hide Molden in rotational nickel packages. Goal, shorten down distance. Lean on run-pass option plus inside zone to force Pittsburgh base. Steelers. Offense. Leverage Freiermuth and Warren in screen run-pass option. Chargers safeties vacating flat space on pressures. Defense. Drop Ramsey to star nickel on 3rd downs. Bring Slay outside to balance coverage. Goal. Reduce Herbert's tempo throws between numbers. Force deep shots against too high shells. Halftime analytical verdict summary narrative. The Chargers' defense is the defining unit. Mack, Henley, and James are forcing Rodgers into the most horizontal game of his season. Harbaugh's offense is inconsistent yet opportunistic. Every scoring threat drive features slot manipulation against Queen Eccles. Conversely, the Steelers' offense is living underneath, relying on Warren's checkdowns and play-action seams. They're efficient, but lack explosive juice. No completions greater than 27 yards. Defensively, Pittsburgh's front keeps them alive. But unless they correct slot coverage, Herbert's rhythm passing will keep tilting the expected points added edge toward Los Angeles. Chargers versus Steelers. Analytical overview game texture. A low-scoring, possession-driven duel defined by protection asymmetry and short-field defense. Chargers lean on run-pass option plus quick slant sequencing. Steelers mix 2x2 zone and play-action seams. Expected points added differential favors Los Angeles plus 0.12 net, largely through Herbert's efficiency between numbers. Offensive performance comparison. Takeaway: Chargers generate steadier drive efficiency, success rate approximately 44%, while Steelers are surviving off situational conversions and short field scores. Quarterback efficiency snapshot. Herbert, far more decisive inside the hashes, 6 of 8 for 70 yards, plus touchdown 10 to 19-yard range. Rodgers, clean pocket accuracy fine but collapsed when pressured, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 27 expected points, added loss. Receiver impact trench efficiency pass blocking. Steelers, 71.4 versus Chargers, 66.4. Fautanu and Pete Anchor with 1 sack allowed total. Chargers weak link, Becton 34.4 pass block grade, 4 pressures versus Highsmith/Watt rotations. Run blocking, Steelers 66.7, tight end Darnell Washington 82.7 run blocking, pancaked edge twice. Hayward combo steady. Chargers 61.2, Zion Johnson 70.8, and Vidal's lead fits drive zone success, 3.8 yards per carry. Edge control, Los Angeles front 5 gap sound, Pittsburgh winning interior plugs, Black 90.2, 2 Benton 78.6. Defensive profiles, Steelers defense, defensive expected points, added per play minus 0.06, missed tackle rate 8%, first half stops 20, Queen 5, Benton 4. Chargers defensive, expected points, added per play 0.28 stops, 18 explosives allowed, 27 yards to Roman Wilson. Advanced metrics summary, tactical adjustments for Chargers. 1. Tempo and spacing. Maintain no huddle sequences on first downs. Herbert 9.8 yards per attempt, no huddle versus 5.4 huddle. 2. Personnel. Pivot. Submolden out for read on nickel downs. 3. Run scheme. Transition to inside zone and read option to negate Queen's blitz timing. For Steelers 1. Coverage rotation. Shift Ramsey to star nickel to counter McConkey crossers. 2. Pressure mix. Use staggered A-gap blitzes but drop Highsmith to rob hot routes. 3. Run balance. More under center duo. Warren's 5.2 yards per carry best with double pull looks. Mid-game verdict summary statement. At halftime, the Chargers hold the analytical edge. Superior coverage cohesion, fewer negative plays, and Herbert's precision in intermediate seams. The Steelers remain alive through interior trench stability and opportunistic blitz timing, but they'll need schematic tweaks, particularly to protect their slot, to regain control. Game summary. Keynote: the Chargers' defense dominated third downs and key drives. Steelers' offense never found consistent rhythm. What worked? Chargers. Defense, pass rush. The Chargers did excellent work getting into Rodgers, forcing negative plays and disrupting timing. The early safety via Mack set the tone. Explosive pass plays. Chargers got chunk yardage from their passing attack. For example, 58-yard pass to Lad McConkey, which flipped field position. Third down defense. Steelers converted only 2 of 11 third downs. The defense made Pittsburgh settle for field goals or punts rather than sustained drives. Ball security and tidy execution. While Pittsburgh is known for creating turnovers, the Chargers held up well in avoiding big mistakes and capitalized when they did get advantageous positions. What didn't work? Steelers. Offensive consistency. Rodgers and the Steelers' offense struggled to gain explosive plays, particularly in the pass game. The Chargers' front and coverage limited their opportunities. Protection/pass rush vulnerability. Pittsburgh's protection for Rodgers broke down more than it usually does. The safety and multiple sacks/pressures hurt. turnover/field position swing, the interception by Dante Jackson, Chargers, and the safety shifted momentum firmly to Los Angeles and made Pittsburgh play from behind. Third down/red zone inefficiency. Steelers had opportunities but could not convert enough. Their lone touchdown came late when the game was nearly out of reach. Explosive offense missing. The Steelers' offense lacked sustained big play yardage compared to their own usual standards and compared to what the Chargers gave up historically. Key player, unit takeaways Chargers. Justin Herbert threw for approximately 220 yards and a touchdown. He managed the game well, took advantages when given space by Pittsburgh's defense. Lad McConkey, big impact target. His yardage and big plays were central to the drive-flipping moments. Kimani Vidal, strong run game, approximately 95 rushing yards and a touchdown, giving balance to the offense. Chargers defense, front seven plus secondary. Created pressure, limited Steelers' big plays, especially on third down. Steelers. Aaron Rodgers had an off game relative to his standards. Under pressure, forced passes, poor rhythm. Offensive line, protection, vulnerable more than typical, the Chargers exploited it. Defense. While some individual performances were solid, the unit as a whole couldn't contain the Chargers' big plays and failed to generate a game-changing turnover. Special teams, field position. The early long field goal, 59 yards, was a positive, but the momentum swing from Chargers safety and other lost field positional battles hurt. Strategic and analytical insights. Field position and big play leverage matter. The Chargers used a few explosive plays to pivot possession and momentum. The Steelers didn't manage similar flips. Third down defense wins games. Chargers holding Steelers to 2 of 11 conversions essentially forced 4 downs to be turnovers, punts rather than drives. Pass rush disruption versus veteran quarterback. The Chargers' disruption of Rodgers was decisive. Even if Rodgers avoided turnovers, the pressure and negative plays turned promising drives short. Balanced offense versus one-dimensional. Chargers mixed run and pass effectively. Vidal run game, Herbert passing. Whereas Steelers leaned too much on pass and didn't establish reliable run game enough to open up pass options. Turnover differential and bonus plays. Steelers usually rely on turnovers to generate wins. In this one, they didn't get that advantage, and the Chargers capitalized when given opportunities. Implications going forward. Chargers. This win boosts their American Football Conference West standing and shows they can dominate in prime time. Their defense is showing elite-level third down and red zone ability. Offensively, they prove they can balance run/pass and get chunk plays. They'll want to continue protecting the ball and avoiding injuries, notably their line. Steelers. They must address protection for Rodgers, get more run game effectiveness, and find a way to generate turnovers or explosive plays. A 5-4 record, after this loss, means the margin for error is shrinking in the American Football Conference race. Matchup-wise, teams that can convert third downs, limit big plays, and maintain good field position are the ones that win. The Chargers checked those boxes tonight. Steelers did not. The Chargers controlled tempo, winning both the turnover and explosive play margins, while Pittsburgh's offense sputtered outside of one deep middle touchdown. Quarterbacks Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers. Interpretation. Harbaugh's offense relied on timing and spacing. Herbert never forced throws, exploiting zone rotation over the middle. Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Takeaway. Chargers disguised 3 safety shell erased deep options. Both interceptions came on layered seams. One undercut by Henley, one late corner red. Rushing efficiency trend. Chargers produced steady sequencing. Positive expected points. Added runs plus 0.07. Steelers lacked continuity. Warren's yardage came on 2 cutback bursts, otherwise neutralized. 0 touchdowns. Receiving/route profiles Chargers. Summary: McConkey's route spacing forced coverage adjustments. Steelers wide receivers confined to short flat concepts. Defensive front. Chargers. Front 4. Impact. Chargers rush depth to quarterback, 4.56 yards average. League 4.58. Elite contained discipline. Rodgers forced off spot on 41% of dropbacks. Defensive front, Steelers. Queen, Highsmith. Combined 2 sacks plus 6 pressures. Watt, 1 hit plus 2 hurries but no sack. Interior, Benton/Black. Stuffed 2 runs for loss, but struggled laterally versus split zone. Theme, strong first quarter pressure collapsed once Chargers shifted to condensed formations and motion. Key analytical differentials. Tactical interpretation 1. Chargers pass structure. Herbert operated in a compressed vertical zone, with motion and mesh floods neutralizing Queen's blitz. 70% of targets within 12 yards. Yards after catch, greater than 65 yards from McConkey, amplified efficiency. 2. Steelers offense. Over-reliance on Warren checkdowns and stick routes led to minus 0.14 expected points added per attempt. No vertical pressure to stretch coverage. Rodgers' interceptions came when forcing middle windows. 3. Chargers defensive front. Mack and Tuipulotu set the edge at less than 4.6 yards depth, cutting Rodgers' throw lanes in half. Rotational defensive line, Eboigbe hand, kept fresh pursuit, limiting Rodgers' scramble lanes. 4. Situational execution. Los Angeles Chargers play action. Expected points, added plus 0.39 versus. Pittsburgh Steelers, minus 0.12. Pittsburgh allowed 19 first downs to Los Angeles' 11 on rush plus short pass combos. Outcome summary. Chargers, controlled script, won in both trenches. McConkey plus Vidal, headlined balanced attack. Steelers, defensive front flashed early, but coverage and quarterback rhythm collapsed under persistent pressure. Swing sequence, Mack safety, plus Herbert to McConkey touchdown drive flipped. Expected points added margin plus 9.2 points by halftime. Post-game verdict final analytical note. The Chargers' front 7 synergy, Mack Tuipulotu James, and slot precision passing rendered this a statement win under Harbaugh's blueprint. Discipline greater than explosion. Pittsburgh's offense was schematic bound, never adapting to Los Angeles' pattern match rotations. Would you like me to convert these insights into a drive-by-drive expected points added chart and positional heat map PDF for visual analysis? 1. Game structure. The Chargers dictated game state with front 7 control and route efficiency, while Pittsburgh's offense suffered from protection depth and short area congestion. Los Angeles won the expected points added battle on every drive longer than 5 plays. 2. Quarterback efficiency, Justin Herbert. Target distribution concentrated inside hashes 0 to 19 yards, mirroring Harbaugh's in-breaker plus mesh structure. Takeaway. Rhythmic low-variance sequencing leveraged yards after catch from McConkey and Johnston to offset sub-deep accuracy. Aaron Rodgers' interpretation. Rodgers' chart reveals isolation only to Roman Wilson's deep post touchdown. Otherwise, the Chargers' 3 safety shell erased vertical stems. Both interceptions came on delayed intermediate posts versus match zone rotations. 3. Run game differential, film read. Vidal's inside zone cutback touchdown came behind Zion Johnson, 70 run blocking. Warren's chart shows burst left B gap, but 5 tackles for loss due to stunted edges. Chargers plus 0.09, expected points added per run. Steelers minus 0.04. 4. Receiving efficiency by separation radius. From radar charts. Average league 2.98 yards. Chargers wide receiver average separation equals 3.17 yards versus Steelers 2.78 yards. Clear schematic leverage via motion and bunch spacing. 5. Defensive front comparison Chargers defensive line, depth to quarterback, average 4.56 yards, league 4.58. Result, Rodgers pressured on 41% of dropbacks, expected points, added minus 0.36 when pressured. Steelers defensive line depth to quarterback, average 4.76 yards on league. Result, rush depth too deep. Herbert escaped via boots and run-pass option rollouts. 8. Narrative synthesis Chargers, executed Harbaugh's ideal template, defensive pressure plus yards after catch routes plus ball control. Mack's safety and McConkey's touchdown set the tone. Steelers, flashes of dominance up front, Highsmith/Benton, but coverage rotations and Rodgers' static pocket undermined drives. 9. Summary verdict, final analytical. Take the Chargers' defensive geometry, tight rush lanes plus rotational nickel, compressed Pittsburgh's throwing windows, forcing Rodgers into negative 0.3 expected points added per pass territory. Offensively, Herbert's intermediate precision and Vidal's cutback rhythm produced Harbaugh's most balanced National Football League game to date. Result, Chargers, 6-3, rise as a top 5 expected points added differential team. Steelers, 5-4, face offensive identity questions heading into Week 11. Quarterback efficiency by zone. Summary, Herbert efficiently attacked interior seams. Harbaugh's mesh play action mix dominated Pittsburgh's shallow zone shells. Rodgers faced tighter windows, average separation 2.6 yards versus Herbert 3.2 yards, and forced throws against disguised robber rotations. Second, receiving separation and impact Chargers, pass catchers. Average separation, Chargers, 3.46 yards, well above league average 2.98 yards. Steelers pass catchers, average separation, Steelers, 2.77 yards, below National Football League median. 3. Pass rush depth and pressure integrity Chargers defensive line, average depth 4.56 yards, league 4.58. Result, Rodgers expected points, added when pressured approximately negative 0.36. Steelers defensive line, average depth 4.76 yards, league. Result, rush depth too deep. Herbert escaped via boots and run-pass option rollouts. 4. Rushing breakdown. Observation. Los Angeles Chargers backs average 2.4 yards after contact per attempt, Pittsburgh Steelers 1.9. Difference in second-level blocking efficiency. 6. Tactical interpretation Chargers. Offense. Harbaugh and Roman layered short crossers with run-pass option play-action looks. Herbert's 6/8 for 70 yards touchdown between numbers was the core efficiency zone. Defense, 5-man simulated pressures plus.
Henley's zone drop disguised coverage rotations, forced Rodgers into checkdowns and late reads. Steelers' offense lacked deep completions, 0 greater than 25 yards, relied on Warren's angle routes and Roman Wilson's single strike. Rodgers minus 0.3, expected points added per pass under pressure. Defense, front 7 generated isolated sacks, 4 total, but coverage busts between linebacker and slot cost greater than 100 yards. 8. Core narrative, trench execution. Both defensive lines performed well, but Los Angeles had tighter depth and less over-pursuit. Quarterback decision speed, Herbert 2.45 time to throw versus Rodgers 2.87. Faster trigger neutralized Watt and Highsmith. Playmaker impact, McConkey's slot efficiency 66 yards after catch defined Chargers' explosive differential. Turnover sequence, Mack safety plus Henley interception plus McConkey. Touchdown equals 9.2 expected points. Added swing in first half. Summary line. Los Angeles' precision passing and defensive discipline outclassed Pittsburgh's static scheme. Harbaugh's blueprint, physical edges plus intermediate yards after catch routes, delivered one of the team's most balanced performances of 2025. Pittsburgh's front flashed individually, Highsmith/Benton/Watt, but coverage fractures and Rodgers' timing issues prevented sustainability. Lad McConkey, explosive play profile play, 58-yard reception. First half, 2:11 left versus Brandon Eccles, cover 3 seam. Top speed, 20.45 miles per hour. Elite acceleration tier. National Football League wide receiver average, approximately 18.7 miles per hour. Route, deep over / post corner hybrid, crossing from slot right to opposite hash. Yards after catch gained, approximately 38 yards after catch from next gen stats tracking. Target depth, approximately 21 yards. Herbert's deepest completion of the game. Expected points added on play, plus 3.9. Highest single play expected points added for either team. Technical takeaway. McConkey's burst created a horizontal stress on Pittsburgh's cover 3 weak side zone. With Queen biting on Vidal's run pass option mesh, Herbert hit McConkey in stride behind the hook curl defender. His 20.45 miles per hour acceleration split the safety angle, a clear indicator of how Harbaugh's motion-driven structure leverages speed to generate midfield explosives. Contextual impact. That single play accounted for 26% of Herbert's total yardage, 58 out of 220. Pittsburgh had 0 completions over 25 yards. Differential in explosive rate directly tied to this sequence. The drive led to a red zone score, flipping win probability plus 18% in Los Angeles' favor. Schematic insight. This wasn't just speed, it was system. Pre-snap jet motion forced the nickel Eccles into trail leverage. Tight condensed formation let McConkey release unjammed into space. Herbert's throw arrived in 2.47 seconds from snap, maximizing window before Watt's loop pressure. Summary, McConkey's 20.45 miles per hour, 58-yard reception was the tactical hinge of the Chargers' offense, marrying Harbaugh's condensed spacing with Joe Lombardi's vertical play-action layering. It showcased how Los Angeles weaponized separation speed to dismantle Pittsburgh's zone discipline and marked McConkey's emergence as Herbert's primary deep intermediate threat